Welcome to Clothesline Theatre. We have been waiting for you to tune in to hear tales of Prince Edward Island, a place of history and some mystery. You may be surprised by the true stories that have been unearthed and brought to life by our radio dramas. We invite you to settle into a comfortable chair and let the voices and sounds trigger your imagination as you hear the following dramatic story.
Across the centuries, it has been necessary for many Prince Edward Islanders to leave their island home for employment opportunities. The New England states, Central Canada, and Western Canada have often been the points of destination. But the island has not always willingly let its people go. The Northumberland Strait, 9 miles wide at its narrowest point, separates the island from the mainland of Canada. For decades, a reliable, year-round transportation link to the mainland was missing. It caused much frustration and many a headache for those trying to come and go. In late March of 1895, the travel experience of Captain James Walsh of Summerside was recorded in the Island Farmer newspaper.
Telegram for Captain James Walsh.
You'll find him in the barber shop. It's not bad news, is it?
I can't be telling the contents. You know that, Mrs. McNeil.
I just hate seeing the telegraph boy coming. More often than not, it's bad news over good.
That's for sure. It's too expensive to use for good news, unless it is really good.
Captain Walsh, I have a telegraph for you, sir.
Then hand it over, boy. It better be good to interrupt my shave.
Don't be scaring the wee lad. He's just doing his job.
Yes. Yes, indeed. I have been offered the berth as second mate on the Uluda.
Is she a sailing ship?
No, sir. She's a steamship on the Canada-Newfoundland line. She carries freight and passengers sailing from Halifax to St. John's and across the Atlantic to Glasgow, Scotland. When she leaves on Halifax on Thursday next, I will be her second mate. Here, boy. Here's a penny for the good news.
Why, thank you, Captain Walsh. Wow, a whole penny to spend.
You could try saving it, or better still give it to your mother to help out with the groceries for all the mouths she has to feed. Being that this is Friday, do you think you can get ready to be in Halifax by next Thursday? Travel's pretty unpredictable in late March.
Well, if you get a move on with this shave, I'll be on my way come morning. You better throw a haircut in there as well. I want to make a first good impression.
Leaving Prince Edward Island when ice filled the Northumberland Strait in the late winter often proved difficult. For a time, the only way to leave was on iceboat. It was a less than pleasurable experience. Small boats, equipped with sails and runners, were pulled across ice floes by the crew and sailed through open patches of water. A passenger could reduce the cost of his fare by agreeing to help haul the boat. It was not a method of transportation for the faint of heart. With the introduction of steamships, winter travel became slightly easier. Steamships would sail to the mainland from Charlottetown and Summerside until the ice became thick. Then departures occurred out of the port of Georgetown in the eastern end of the province where the ice didn't settle in so firmly. On this particular occasion, it was Captain Walsh's plan to reach the mainland aboard the SS Stanley, crossing between Georgetown and Pictou in Nova Scotia. He made it as far as Charlottetown by train on his way to Georgetown when he was hailed by yet another telegram.
Excuse me, sir. Are you Captain Walsh?
Yes, boy.
I have a telegram for you, sir.
Not bad news, I pray.
No idea. I only deliver.
Damnation! The Uluda is now scheduled to sail on Tuesday. There is no way I can reach Halifax if I wait for the next sailing of the Stanley. You're still here?
Yes, sir.
I suppose you expect a tip for delivering disagreeable news.
I can't control the news, sir.
I suppose not, boy. I suppose not. A penny for your trouble.
Thank you, sir.
Conductor, when is the next train west? I must arrange for an iceboat at Cape Traverse, and time is of the essence.
It will be the evening train leaving at 6 o'clock, sir. Best get your ticket.
Now, Captain Walsh returned on the western train to the place where he had started, Summerside. On Sunday morning, he again caught the eastbound train as far as Emerald and then took the branch train leading to Cape Traverse. Unfortunately, thanks to unpredictable March weather, it had only reached the community of Albany by noon on Sunday. Feeling panic as the hours slipped by, he got off the train and hired a team of horses to take him to Cape Traverse. His sigh of relief at reaching the Cape was short-lived.
I need to hire an ice boat to get me across the strait today.
You'll be out of luck. With the weather we've been having, there's been no crossing since last Friday.
But I need to get across. I have to be in Halifax by Tuesday.
A lot of people need to get places, but I can't change the wind and the snow. The best we can hope for is a try in the morning. You might as well hunker down for the night.
Captain Walsh put in a long, worrisome night and early morning. Just before the forenoon on Monday, the decision was made to launch the ice boats. The water was rough, the wind cold, but the visibility was fairly good. In open water, they put up the sails and made good time, and when they came to the ice, the crew and the passengers who agreed to be part of the crew put on their harnesses and hauled the boat over the ice. They were 5 miles out from the island side, 4 miles short of reaching Cape Tormentine on the New Brunswick side, when the weather forced the ice boat captain to stop.
We're going to have to stop on this cake of ice and wait. Hunker down and get the sails over everyone for shelter. We'll see what happens in the next hour.
What happened was a disappointment for Captain Walsh and the other passengers. The wind changed from southeast to northwest, and Captain Muttart had to make a tough decision.
I'm sorry, everyone, but it would be foolhardy to continue on in this northwest wind. We need to turn back.
Turn back? But we're more than halfway there. There's been wind the whole way, so what difference does the direction make?
Yeah, it's further to go back than keep going. So what would you do that for?
A northwest wind will push us down the strait, taking us way off course. If things got bad enough, we could end up in the Canso Strait, a stone's throw from Cape Breton.
As it is, the trip back will be difficult, but there's no way of knowing where we'll make shore.
Well, obviously, we should never have left the island to begin with. You put us at risk.
Without risk, no man would ever leave this island. Quit your moaning and get your harness on.
Looks like that berth of second mate isn't happening for you, Walsh.
It took some time for the ice boats and their crew and passengers to make it back to the island. The wind drove them away from the shores of Cape Traverse. They finally made land at Tryon, further down the coast. Captain Walsh accepted defeat, for as a man of the sea, he knew Mother Nature held the upper hand. He would continue his fight on another day. He came home to Summerside with the mailman and sent a telegram containing the bad news to the Canada-Newfoundland line. Captain James Walsh's Thwarted Journey, presented by Wyatt Heritage Properties, Incorporated. Narrator, Stuart Smith. Telegraph Boy, Lara Murphy. Female 1, Catherine Dixon. Female 2, Elizabeth Randolph. Captain James Walsh, Albert Goody. Barber, Wayne Murphy. Conductor, Wayne Wright. Captain Muttart, Brent Slater. Passenger 1, Paul McWilliams. Passenger 2, Charmaine Comeau. Introduction, Lowell Eustis. Musician, Christine Anderson Gallant. Foley's, Alexandra Gallant, Nathan Wiley, Krista Bryson. Recording artist, Peter Gallant. Scripts written by Marlene Campbell. Scripts researched by Jean McKay. This project has been supported by the Building Communities through Arts and Heritage Program, Department of Canadian Heritage.